I believe we have the ultimate investor on today. This is a guy that in his personal life has been super disciplined and mature from a young age, and then took all of that discipline and maturity and rolled it into real estate in his early 30s. And now you get to hear about his journey of where he is now, what took him on that journey, and helping you know what you can do as if you're in the real estate investing world already or getting into it. So Jonas Medrano this has definitely been one of the best interviews, just with a good human being. So please listen to him, listen to what he has to share, and apply it to your life and become a better investor. Jonas, man, I am so excited about this one because you're one of those people that it's infectious. Like, even looking at your smile right now, like if they're watching it on YouTube, you're getting the full effect. But if you're listening to it and you go to YouTube and watch this, because Jonas just lights up a room. He's someone that's came into my life in the last few months. He's a part of another group that we're part of, and he came up to me, he's like, profit first, like, you're the guy that did that. Like, I need to tell you about this. So he's got a great profit first story he's going to share here, but he's also helping other people as well too. And it's like, this is where I want to like just shine the spotlight on you, Jonas. So thanks for being on today.
No, thank you for having me. And it's an honor to be talking to you, and obviously to be in your podcast. Because as you mentioned, before profit first, before I even met you in person, even knew who you were actually in person, I read your book. So fast forwarding to where we're at now, your book has a lot to do with where I'm at personally, one,
Yeah.
and in personal, in my personal life, but also most importantly in my business life too.
Awesome. I love that. And I love hearing that because I know it was a lot of love. It was a labor of love getting that book out the door. It was like a baby, but it took 18 months, not 9 months. So it's,
So you imagine, dude.
yeah, it was. So I really appreciate that. But like, tell for people that don't know you, like, it sounds like you got into the real estate world. You started in the wholesaling end, and like you got that up and running. What, you did 38,000 on your first deal? Was that the first deal?
My first deal, yeah, my first deal was really 40, but it ended up being 38 because some fees and stuff that I like, it was just some fees that I had to give to the seller, but it was 40.
Okay. So we have to talk about that. Either was it your gumption and your drive? Was it the market? Was it a coach you had? Like, how did you hit real estate running and getting like a $40,000 assignment, all right, out of the gate?
So it was all a mindset thing, right? So I started in real estate. I was an agent first, and I had my license in 5 states. California, where I started my real estate career, in Beverly Hills. California, I'm an East Coast guy, born and raised in Boston. I operate my business out of Connecticut. I'm in Connecticut, Greenwich, Connecticut area. And dude, I came across wholesaling, and once I figured out what it was, I locked myself in my house. I like to say, like, I created a jail outside of jail, literally.
Wow.
And,
Okay, that sounds interesting. So talk about
dude,
that.
yeah, dude. So I literally just found out about wholesaling, and I had to dig deep into it. So then what I did was I was consuming books. I was consuming everything and anything that had to do about real estate and wholesaling in particular. Podcasts, audiobooks, books in general, anything. So I literally just was reading 16 hours, and I was applying. I was watching and listening and doing everything for 16 hours a day. Anything that revolved around wholesaling. So I pretty much just did that and going to the gym, that, and that's it. That is all I was doing.
Were you ever that passionate about anything else up to your life where you locked yourself and basically put yourself in jail up until that point?
No, dude, because what I was seeing is I was seeing the other guys. I was seeing 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, white kids, black kids, Spanish kids, all different types of genres, making money. And I was just like making 30 or 40, 50, becoming millionaires doing wholesaling. And I was just like, listen, if they can do it, that means anybody can do it, because I was seeing anybody from all parts of the world doing it. And I said, listen, I got to figure this out because they're onto something and I need to know more. And that's exactly what I did do. I was averaging 4 books a month just on real estate and 2 on personal development. And that's all I was doing, day in and day out, day in and day out.
How long then from when you started that process to when you got your first deal in the door?
I started wholesaling on October 1st. I opened up a prop stream 7-day week trial.
Huh.
Right?
Yeah.
And what's crazy about that is at the beginning, because I didn't know what I was doing, it was a 7-day week trial. I couldn't understand it. I didn't understand what that database. Now I didn't know where to go, what to do. On the last day of the trial, when it ended, was when I was like, it clicked. I figured it out. And that was October. So from October, the first week of October of 2019, I believe, is when I really dove into wholesaling. And dude, I got my first deal under contract the next month.
Oh, wow. And then you
Yeah.
got it under contract. Did you sell that first deal that you got under contract? Like, did you actually dispo it out the
Yeah,
door?
dispo it.
Awesome.
Dispo it. I could have that really, and remember, like $40,000 is a lot of money, but I also left a lot of money on the table because I was wanting my money, right? I was like $40,000 sounding good. I can't wait. But in reality, I could have made like $75,000 if I wanted to on that deal. So I left a lot of money on the table. But hey, 40 is 40. As the
Yeah.
first deal, I'll never forget it. And since I got that deal, I never looked back.
That's awesome. Okay. Well, I'm just thinking timeline. October 2019. 6 months later, the world shuts down. What happens to your wholesaling business at that point? Like when you first get, what did you do?
I kept doing it. I just
Awesome.
kept going at it. I just kept doing it. I kept at it. I had nothing else to do. Nobody had nothing else.
Right.
I just kept going. And obviously I couldn't go to the gym because I've been working out. I'm 38 now. I've been working out since I'm 21, 5 days a week, no matter where I'm at.
Oh, wow.
I probably work. It's just my life. I don't drink. I don't go out of clubs. I don't have any form of alcohol. I never tried a cigarette. I never tried weed. I never tried any form of drug. The gym has been my life. And just now real estate and applying anything that I know to it. And I was just locked in, even on COVID, even more. I've
Okay.
been all in.
Yeah, so you're the cleanest person I think I've had on this podcast. So, like, let's talk about that. Like, what took you on that journey? Okay, 21. I could see doing 21 and going to the gym and like doing that stuff because you want to look good and you want to do all the bit. Like, this seems like you took it to, I want to feel good, I want to look good, I want to be healthy. Like, how did you get that mindset? Let's table the wholesale for just right this second.
Yeah, so I got that mindset as a young age. I grew up playing basketball. I was always an athlete. I always played basketball. I like to play sports, but what stuck with me best was basketball. If I looked up to Michael Jordan, once Michael Jordan retired, it was Kobe Bryant, right? And I always followed Kobe since he was out of high school, and that mindset of the drive of trying to be the best. You have to do things that that other people don't do to be the best, right? And one of that is not being out at night, making sure you're getting rest, being as healthy as possible. I never was that type of person that wanted to try alcohol or drugs or anything like that. I was just always wanted to do things the right way. And I also thought that, listen, God forbid, I make it to the pros or I make it that, and they try to drug test me, this and that, it could mess up my career. So I always had that in the back of my head that, I'm one step away from going to the next level of my life, and I'm one step away from, screwing it up.
Yeah.
Right. And that Kobe Bryant mindset was wake up at 5, that discipline. You had that level of drive and discipline and hunger day in and day out, no matter what. And I kept that mindset as I grew up, and that competitive edge as well, just to be the best version of Jonas that Jonas can possibly be. And I knew that going that route, I mean, you can be better. You can be a better version of yourself. You think clearer. You're able to make, the right decisions as well. And then another thing about that is, then you start attracting like-minded people like that in your life, right? And as you know, the most successful people, I can't think about, I can never see myself now or back in the day like staying up at 5, 6 in the morning when I'm losing. That means I'm losing all those hours that I could be applying to myself to be the best of Jonas that I can be.
Yeah.
Right. So while everybody was partying and everybody was going out to the clubs and everybody was doing all that crazy stuff, I took that time and that mindset to just be the best version of myself that I can be. But it came from watching the greats like Jordan and Kobe Bryant, and that killer mentality of wanting to be the best at anything you put your mind to.
So that's where you went. You went pro in wholesaling then. Sounds like you put yourself like into that 100%. Okay.
Literally. So I took that same sports mentality of what they were doing on the court, and I applied it to this.
Okay. Well, then tell us about that journey then over the last, 7, 8 years here that you've been able to do all those deals and get them in the door. And like now you're doing it from your home, like from your kitchen table, doing like millions of dollars worth. So, like, how did you keep it growing and going? Was it just a lot of that grit, determination, and like getting the right people? Like, tell about that.
The grit and determination, and just one, like I said, want to be the best version of myself that I can be, and also trying to be. I wanted to be financially free, right?
Yeah.
So I figured out a way where I only have 3 employees. I don't have an office anymore. I've had an office for a little bit, but then I just realized that I didn't need an office anymore. I'm working and I'm doing everything from my dining room table. I have 3 employees. I'm still in the day in and day out with them. I'm still in the trenches. So I'm the fourth employee, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah.
I go on appointments. I was able to, with this structure and this way that I have it, set up, I'm able to, what you like and what you wrote about in the book is profit first, right? So
Yeah.
I'm able to scale at such a high level with little to no overhead, right?
Yeah.
High profit margins, and as you know, Chris, my profit margin is almost 50%.
Yeah. That's cool. I
So
love
my overhead is as low as possible
Yeah.
that you can possibly be, and my profit is through the roof. It's
So,
all for my dining room table.
so when did you always have that mentality when you first got into wholesaling, or was it like reading profit first, or like how did what changed to where you went down profit first and that helped you, or were you like, hey, now this just adds fuel to the fire I already had? Like I always wanted to do net profit and I always wanted to do this. Like, just tell me about that.
So I always had that mindset
Good.
how and where and in which way can I make as much money as possible and spending the least amount, right?
Yeah.
So I've always had that mindset. And when I read your book, I was like, excuse my language, but shit, this guy is like, it's like I'm talking to him and he's talking to me because we still have the same mindset, the same strategy.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people say, throw it back in the business, throw it back in the business. I was like, let me keep a lot of money first, and then I didn't do my first hire until I had $100,000 in my bank account.
Awesome.
And then your book just literally amplified and solidified and put everything into concrete of what I was thinking and what I wanted to do and how I was running things.
Yeah.
Right. And until I made $100,000 and I had it met in my bank account, I didn't make my first hire. So from beginning to $100,000, I was just profiting. I was just profiting everything, and I still have that mindset now, no matter how much money I'm making.
Okay. So then I know it's not about deal volume and like revenue and all that stuff, but like what kind of empire have you built? Like how many deals have you done? And like what's like what have you been able to do on that journey?
Yeah, so on my journey, it's even surreal that I'm telling you this, and I see this. I was on a couple calls this morning as well, and when they asked me this, it's just still surreal to me that I'm doing these type of numbers. Like even when I'm talking to my CFO, you know, he's laughing because it's still surreal to me.
Yeah.
At this moment right now, I'm on schedule to do $12 million this year.
Wow. And just wholesale?
So when I started this, I started wholesaling.
Yeah.
Wholesaling. 100% of my business was starting because I wanted the cash.
Yeah.
It was straight up wholesaling. And I always say this. I say this. Listen, I think the route that I took was wholesale, and now I'm fixing and flipping, and then you buy and hold, and then you build your portfolio, right?
Yeah.
So I started out 100%. My business was wholesale, right? Now what I'm doing is now because I can pick and choose, and I'll have cash in the bank to maximize on my profits, right? And now take these properties down, and fix them and flip them. And whatever I was wholesaling, whatever the end buyer was making, I'm making that now. Right? So that's how I'm able to scale to where I'm at. Where now 90% of my business is fix and flip and 10% is wholesale. And my average wholesale fee for one property, I focus more on quality versus quantity. There's people doing $200 and $300 deals a year. I don't have to do that much. My average wholesale deal is $60,000, and my minimum spread of a fix and flip is $150,000.
Yeah, that gives you some wiggle room.
That gives me a lot of wiggle room. Yeah, 100%. Give me tons of it. And then with a low profit, with a high profit margin and low expenses.
This is so interesting. you are like a superhuman. Like, this is the first time on a podcast where like you don't smoke, you don't drink, you
No.
always go to the gym since you were 21, 5 day, like you're a business owner who actually understands bottom line, not top line. I would like to know, is there anything in your life that you're not proud of? Just kidding. You do not have to answer that question. Like, like, this is crazy. I just listened to you. I'm like, this is awesome. You are superhuman here with all this stuff that you're doing, which leads me into like, have you started sharing this with other people? Like, you sound like you've been to the trenches. You're actually a great human being. Then you also know what it really takes to run a business that is profitable. So then, like, are you sharing this with others? Like, have you get into coaching or anything?
Yeah.
What?
So what's interesting that you're saying that is that without you mentioning that is that for me, what I now is that I'm starting to share. I'm heavy on Instagram now, right? Yeah, I'm actually a very private person.
Yeah.
Very private person, right? You won't know. I can be sitting next to you, and you don't know I'm there, type of person, right?
Yeah.
But I understood that in order for me to build a personal brand, I had to start putting stuff out. I don't show off. I whatever I do is 100% factual. Whatever I post, and it's the truth. Is how I live my life 100%. It's the real deal, right?
Yeah.
But I understood that in order to build my personal brand, I had to start sharing little things about my personal life,
Yeah.
how much I'm making, how much I'm doing, what I'm doing, and how I'm doing it, right?
Yeah.
So I started sharing things on Instagram, right? And I've always wanted to give back because now, as you know, as I'm telling you now, I make a good amount of money, right?
Yeah.
There's only so many. I love fashion. I love cars. I love watches. I love jewelry. I love expensive things. I travel first class. I travel private when I want to travel private. I stay at the best places, right? So you can only do that for so long, and it's just like, okay, cool. Another house, another car, another this. So now, what fulfills me now, and where I'm at, what in my life is to giving back, right? And now I'm opening up because now I want to give back and open up coaching programs, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I literally started that. I launched it 2 weeks. I made one post, and it went crazy because I was only taking a certain amount of people
Yeah.
to coach, right? And it was an entry fee. The first couple people.
Yeah.
And what fulfills me now more is people reaching out to me giving them the information, seeing them take the action, seeing them get the results, and say, wow, I listened to Jonas. What Jonas said worked. It's a proof of concept.
Yeah.
And then seeing them successful, that is what truly fulfills me now more than anything, more than the wholesale, more than a house, more than a car, more than making $1 million in a deal. So now I'm open to coaching. Yeah, I'm coaching right now.
So then what type of person are you looking for that would want to be coached?
So I'm looking for anybody that's looking to get into real estate but doesn't know how and thinks that they need a lot of money to get into it. Yeah. You need little to no money down to get to where I am at and what I've done. I started with nothing. So that's and one that has drive, that wants to change their life, that has a lot of passion, that takes no for an answer, that doesn't take no for an answer, and that just wants to change their life because these are life-changing deals, life-changing opportunities. And dude, you can change your life you can change your family's life for generations to come if you apply, take action. And that's who I'm looking for.
He's also looking for people that don't smoke, drink, that they go to the gym 5 times a day. Actually, they like that. Oh, this is great.
Thing that has a lot of discipline,
Yeah.
It takes a lot of discipline. This is not something that, okay, you're going to come in and then you're going to start and you're going to give up. No, I need somebody that's determined, to taste the life, and that's serious about changing their life. And it has a lot of discipline and grit and determination to
No, I love that because you said you didn't have a lot, but you did have a lot at the beginning. You had that mindset. You had a lot of like the grit, the fortitude, you put yourself in jail, outside of jail, just like really learning. And that's where I think a lot of people out there, they just don't tell, like, it's going to take work. Like, it's not all peaches and rainbows and butterflies. Like, you need to be disciplined. And it sounds like you're hitting it right from the, like, here's what it really takes. Here's what you really have to do. Here's the step-by-step and that type of thing. And are you working one-on-one with the people? Are you doing quick? Like, what are you doing?
I'm doing one-on-ones to start. It's a 2-month program.
Yeah.
Right? We get on calls every week. The first 3 weeks is one-on-one, and after that, everybody's in the group where everyone can see where they're at. They can interact. They can go through scripts. They can ask questions. They can go through bottlenecks. I'm involved, and I'm actually in it with them.
Yeah.
As
Which, oh yeah, this is the time to get in then, because if you're with them and you're doing this, it's like you are invested in their success and getting them up and running, and you're hand holding them along the way. It sounds like too, to get them to where they want to be.
100%. I'm in it with them. I'm asking them questions. They have access to my cell phone. They can text me. They can call me. I have 100%. They have 100% full access to for anything they need.
So then, are you more on the wholesale or the flip, or like
So
both, or like?
So I'm wholesaling. I'm teaching them how to wholesale. I'm teaching them exactly what it took to get me to where I'm at, and the same same roadmap.
Yep. That
right?
roadmap.
Where the same roadmap that it took me, the same systems, the same data, the same process, the same types of marketing strategies, same scripts. That's what I'm giving to them. And on top of that, I'm giving them my time and my word that I'm going to be working with them until they get their first deal, so they can understand that I'm there for them and I want to see them succeed.
And you're giving them the profit first book, right? That's just like the name. That's just goes without saying. Yeah,
no,
awesome.
And this is not like for you. I want you to sell 400 million books, but your book, because it's a life change. Yeah. Your book is life changing, and everybody should honestly pick it up. I'm telling you from experience, like it works. What he says, like it's an unbelievable life changing book.
So then, I don't know if you want to park there a little bit of like, okay, what was different from before you were doing to what you were doing after? Like, is there any specific things, or like the profit account, or like just having the actual system in place to actually see the cash flow? Like, what was the most impactful for you?
At being organized, the way you're organized.
Okay.
Because yes, I was making money, I was doing this and I was doing that, and I had a certain amount out of one bank account. That's where everything went into it.
Yeah, yep, that black hole bank account. Yep.
The black hole, but you know what I mean? But it was all profit. It was all fair. I had a truck. But then dividing it, organizing it, making sure it's going and it's coming from a certain place, having the spreadsheets, and even opening up a QuickBooks account to be organized. The main thing that helped me and that impacted my life was that open up the bank accounts, seeing where it's coming, where it should go, and being organized.
Yeah.
Knowing where everything's at.
Getting that clarity that a lot of people are looking for to know where that money's going. So, okay. So now the next stage of your roadmap is helping other people and getting them to where they want to be. Is there do you know what's next on your horizon after this, or like what you're wanting to do like long term?
So long term, because this is the thing now, when it gets to a point where you have a certain amount of money, and then now you can think clear. You're not thinking of a scarcity.
Survival. Yeah.
A survival mindset. So I'm getting a lot of opportunities my way, and then now I can make the right decision for me. It doesn't have to necessarily be in real estate. So I'm getting a lot of business opportunities. It's crazy. The floodgates start opening, right?
Yeah.
But I'm being cautious, and I'm seeing what is gonna work for me, and I'm not being, I'm not doing it just for the money. I'm seeing what fits for me, what feels right, most importantly, and what will benefit me more in the long run. But yes, I am slowly also building my portfolio. So my goal is to have a real estate portfolio worth $1 billion.
Oh wow.
That's what's next for me. That's where I want to go. And then also I have a lot of other business opportunities coming my way that I can, dip and dabble into them. But my goal, my long-term goal is have a real estate portfolio that's worth at least $1 billion, where I'm getting at least $1 million a month minimum of passive income.
Awesome. That's very cool. So I like that you have these goals clearly laid out, and it's like as you take people on the journey, like getting them up and running, you can get them to where you are now. And it's like even if they get to where you are now, that's incredible. But then as you're building this out, you're just going to keep investing in yourself, it sounds like, and keep growing your portfolio and keep growing in as a human. And if you could grow anymore as a human, and like getting to where you want to be, with the real estate and everything. So that's awesome. I mean, I just have so many questions. I do. And we could go on forever and ever, but okay. Let me go back. I need to go back.
Yeah.
Okay, growing up, were your parents super disciplined? Like, did you see this modeled, or was it really more from the sports and from Michael Jordan and from Kobe Bryant? And like, did your dad turn you on to sports? Did you just like sports in school and like you were naturally athletic? Like, I'm just wondering, like, where's the linchpin here? Or like, it was you with this mindset, like, I don't know. It's incredible what you've been able to accomplish and all that you're doing in the personal side too.
Yeah, yeah. No, thank you. I appreciate it, man. It's a blessing. But I grew up, so it's three of us. So it's my brother, my sister, and me. I'm the middle child, right?
Yep.
My brother is 2 years older than me. And I always had like we always competed against each other, right? Whether it's
Yeah.
fighting each other, like for just beating each other up, and me trying as a younger brother beat the hell out of him to win, or playing to the playing basketball, playing sports, and this I've always had somebody to try to like level up on,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And try to like have competition, in
Yeah.
nice, right?
Yeah.
So I had that. I always had that drive. But I think at a young age, they used to call me in Spanish. I'm half Dominican, half Puerto Rican, born and raised in Boston, right?
Yeah.
And I remember one of my uncles used to call me serious man, meaning in Spanish like hombre serio, meaning um like I'm very, not that I'm serious because I'm a clown. I'm funny. I love to have fun and everything like that. But he
Mature.
very mature.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was mature at a young age, and it just, I guess, it just came inside of. I was just born with it.
Yeah.
I was very disciplined at a young age. I had honor rolls, in high school, middle school, elementary, throughout my whole life.
Yeah.
I went to college for a year and a half. I figured out it wasn't for me, but it was from when I was young. I would go to school. I would go home. I'll go to school, go home, play basketball, right?
Yeah.
And do my homework and then go to sleep. It was that cycle, no matter what. Everybody was out playing with doing stupid stuff, even in high school. Even in high
Right.
school.
Yeah.
In high school, I had good grades. So my last year, my senior year, I only had to go to school to, till 12 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Till noon, and afternoon down the street was the Nike Town store
Yeah.
where I went to school, right? So I would go work at Nike Town part time, right, all the way till 7. So from 12 to 7, I work at Nike Town, and I work all the time, and then just get money, save
Yeah.
money, to the point where I got to a point where I would get the let's say that when the Jordans were hot, everybody wanted Jordans, in the early 2000s,
Yeah.
early 2000s,
Yep.
where I was getting them for 50% for my
Yeah.
discount, and I was flipping them to one of my guys that I knew that owned a sneaker store. For, let's say, a Jordan was 150, I get them for 75, for 70, for let's say $75, right? And I would flip them for $200 for him. But the
Wow.
few stuff I may make his profit, because at that point it was just like Jordans were always crazy, right? And I started saving my money. I was always like trying to figure out how to make money, how to save money, and I always was a good saver. And I took advantage of the days that I lived with my family and my dad, and save. I didn't have any rent or any bills, and I just stayed. I was always like a saver. Go get money, figure out how to make money, and then bring it back and save, 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 save. So it's
Yeah.
always been that way. Nobody taught me that way. I just, it was just something that I just
Yeah.
decided to
Oh, that's
no, so
awesome.
to do.
I
Yeah,
this has been such an interesting conversation. I'm absolutely enthralled with this whole thing. So then I did want to say too, with your coaching, like you've invested in yourself because we met at a mastermind where you're
yeah.
putting yourself in front of other people and like you're leveling up yourself and like getting that same coaching too. So I love the journey you've been on. Obviously, you practice what you preach, and now you're just helping other people get there. So then how do people get a hold of you? Like if they're like, Jonas sounds like too good to be true, so I need to meet him in person and like get to where I need to be, like where do they go?
That's fine. So I'm big on Instagram. So they can find me on Instagram. It's just my first and last name. It's JonasMedrano. So it's Jonas Medrano. As Jonas Medrano.
So they
You
could
guys
follow you
can
there.
yeah, you guys can follow me there and write me on the DMs. And another thing, that I want to be clear about is that, like what you just said right now, that, oh, I wanna meet him. I'm I want to change the game for a lot of people, right? Especially in this space. And I will be going on a lot of podcasts this year because I feel now is my time to, you know, go on this podcast.
Yeah.
Now I feel I'm ready, right?
Yeah.
To share my story, and to help somebody and make impact on other people's lives, right? And I want to change the game. I want to go on with HUDs, right?
Yep.
Because a lot of people that are saying that they're doing this and that, right? I'm going to change the game. I'm going to podcast with HUDs, and I'm going to open my bank account so you can see how much liquid and net that I have in my bank account to see, so they know.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I love it. So go follow him on Instagram, Jonas Medrano. That's his name. It'll also be the title of this episode as well, too. So just copy paste that, paste it into Instagram. But this has been amazing. And I just want to say thank you for coming on this show and sharing your knowledge about wholesaling, about the flipping, and like just your journey as well, too. And it sounds like you're a coach that could be a role model for a lot of these people as well, too. And then just helping them on that journey. So make sure you reach out to him. If you're also looking for that profit first help like he was talking about, or if you need help on that side and need clarity and organization, you could go to simplecfo.com. So that's where you can get that, because remember, profit is a habit, not an event. So making sure you get like Jonas and making sure that you have a good bottom line and that you're attacking that diligently. Jonas, thank you so much again for being on the podcast and sharing your wisdom today.
No, my friend, thank you. It's a pleasure and it's an honor. And thank you for sharing the time for having me here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
This episode of the Profit First for REI podcast is over, but there are plenty more where that came from. Are you ready to learn how David and his team can help implement the Profit First system in your business? Schedule a discovery call at simplecfo.com right now. We'll see you next time on the Profit First for REI podcast with David Richter.